Hey guys, so it's another week, and I know it's been a while. My apologies, but we are finally back, hopefully as a group, since we're all sort of in the States. It actually occurs to me that Bobby is the one that is now overseas, but either way, we're back, and this week we're talking about book to movie adaptations. And over the last long time, 10, 20 years, they've certainly made a significant number of books into movies, which is cool because, you know, books into movies, why read the book when you can watch it? But at the same time, the book is almost always better. Almost always, because the book always has more information than the movie. So, for example, here is a quick list of the books that I have watched. Well, sorry, the books that I have read and have watched the movie. So I've read and watched all of Harry Potter, Memoirs of a Geisha, which was just one book, the Spiderwick Chronicles, the Series of Unfortunate Events, the Tenth Circle, and then Howl's Moving Castle. I haven't read the books, but I have watched The Help and Lord of the Rings, all of them. I have read, but have not watched Twilight for obvious reasons. The book One Day, which I'm working on, and I'll get back to later, and then My Sister's Keeper. And out of all of those, my favorite book to movie adaptation would actually have to be Howl's Moving Castle. Because I really think Miyazaki did such a fine job just capturing so much of that book and just really kind of the spirit of it all. Because it was really fantastic, and I love Diane Wynne Jones. And Harry Potter and some of the others were great too, but, you know, they weren't. I don't know, sometimes you just can't connect as well to the movies as you can with the book because sometimes with the book you can picture whoever you want as the main character, but the movie kind of takes away that imagination aspect. So you don't really get to interact with a movie that you do with the book. I would say that my obviously most least favorite, which is the one thing I've mentioned probably almost in a lot of these videos, is Twilight. That would be because I didn't like the book. Highly doubt I'll like the movie, so I'm not going to watch it. But out of the ones I mentioned earlier, the ones that I didn't really like that I have read and have watched is actually The Tenth Circle, which was a book done by Jodi Picoult, and it was turned into a Lifetime movie, which should have tipped me off it was not going to be good, and it certainly skipped out on a lot of really important, cool parts that happened in that book. So I was thoroughly disappointed. I am working on watching the movie one day because I really, really enjoyed the book. But the thing is my aunt told me not to watch said movie until she has finished the book. So she is my copy right now. She is currently reading through it and will hopefully finish it soon so that she and I can watch the movie. Because we're kind of do our own little family book club. So, when determining whether a movie adaptation is good or bad, it actually honestly depends person to person. But to some extent, there are always major changes that happen in a movie because, of course, you have to really take, say, a 600-page book and tailor it down to 2.5 hours. It takes so much more time to read 600-page book than 2.5 hours, unless you're magical. But honestly, they have to unfortunately cut out very vital scenes and conversations and things that just really tie everything together and to the reader feel very much like they're important, but in the flow of a movie, probably not. So it's kind of sad to see all of that go, but at the same time it's like how else would you tailor everything down so that it's you're getting the same life lesson that perhaps this book or movie is trying to teach you, while, you know, still keeping most of the plot intact. And that's certainly very hard. The other thing I really don't like is ending changes. Always makes me mad because, you know, if the book ends one way and then the movie ends a different way, then it really just kind of ruins the experience. Because, and there's actually two on my list so far that do this. Memoirs of a Geisha ended entirely different than the book. And then same with My Sister's Keeper. So I don't want to spoil anything, but I will say that both of those books ended differently than the movies. And while I do enjoy watching Memoirs of a Geisha, I do separate the movie from the book because I know they're both very different. On the other hand, My Sister's Keeper ends even more differently than the book, and I haven't watched the movie, but I do know how it ends because I was told so. Anyway, sorry for taking so long on us getting back to our regular schedule, but hopefully we will gung-ho our way through all of this, and hopefully you guys will be back to watch. I hope. I don't know how many views we got pretty regularly, but either way, don't forget to be awesome. I will see you all the next week.